بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا رحمة للعالمين أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Amma ba, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise and glory belong to Allah, the creator of this universe, the one who has created human beings for a specific task which cannot be accomplished by any other of his creations. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had presented a trust to all that he created and asked his creation whether they're going to hold that as a trust. The whole creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they refused and they became afraid of the weight of that trust. And we as human beings took it. We took that trust of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After we had taken it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that he is zalim and also jahil. Zalim basically means when you do not place the things that they have the place of. So, to give you an example, the place of salah, the place of fasting, the place of hajj, the place of dua, the place of ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the place of your university, of high school, of elementary, your homework, your assignments, your respect of parents, the parents' respect for the children, the relationship of a husband and the wife, the relationship of brothers and sisters, all have a specific place specified by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If a person does not place them in their right place, then that person has done injustice. They've done zulm. And jahala is not knowing something. Not knowing something or being in doubt of something is not something bad. We always start with doubt. We always start with not knowing something. There is a process by which we can clear our doubt. There is a process by which we can acquire knowledge. That is not something bad. But jahala is when you say you know but you do not know. When you say that you know something but you do not actually know it, and because you say you know something, you're not going to go and get rid of that ignorance. So that trust that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted the whole of the creation to be able to take, and the creation said no. There are many different angles by which the ulama, they have explained what this trust is. One angle I will utilize to continue on the topic that we have mentioned to you, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created this world that you can see with your five senses, you can feel, you can touch, you can smell, you can taste. The reason for that creation is so that you can go towards the unseen. Right? Basically, that's what I told you, that if somebody asks you, what did Maulana talk about, you can tell them that. Quran has a physical form. Right? Quran has a physical form. That is the Quran that we have, that you can open. It's like a book. It has pages, it has words, it has ink, it has makharij, it has the accent, the tajweed and so forth. This is the physical form of Quran. But from that physical form, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to go towards that unseen form of the Holy Quran, which speaks to the heart of individuals, which is not three dimensions, which speaks to the soul of individuals, which is not three dimensions. Right? So that physical being, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to us to go towards the unseen. With me so far? So that task was to come into this world and become a representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You and I have the task to become the representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means what? That you acquire the qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your character and you display those qualities for the rest of human beings. That you become a representative of His mercy. You become a representative of His generosity. You become a representative of His forgiveness. You become a representative of His love. If we do not perform that task, which was a task that none of the other creations wanted to hold, then we become one of the worst of the creations. If we do this task, we become the Ashraf al-Makhluqat, we become the best of creations. Okay? And in our lives, when we live, we can only represent two beings. Either we can represent Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or we can represent shaitan. Either Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or shaitan. There are only two types of wilayat in this world. Either the wilayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the wilayat of shaitan. It has been mentioned in Ayatul Kursi as well, you recited. I'm not going to go into all of the details, but whatever I'm saying to you is from the light of the Holy Quran that I've understood, or from the light of the sayings of the Holy Prophet and Imam Hassan. So I won't go into the... So either I am right now a representative of shaitan, or I'm a representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I cannot be both. With me? I cannot be also a representative of Allah and I'm also a representative of shaitan. This does not happen. So, what happens to me is, when an opportunity comes to be a representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to show mercy, and I show mercy, I'm His representative. If in that opportunity I do not show mercy, I do zulm on the individual, whose representation am I doing? Shaitan's. If the opportunity comes to give in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and I do not give, if the opportunity comes to show forgiveness to someone who has done wrong to me and I don't forgive, you see, even when you water your plants, even to that little thing, who's supposed to give water to the plants? Who's supposed to give water to the plants? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who's supposed to, okay, plants, maybe you can understand. Who's supposed to give water to me? See? Who's my razak? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who sustains my life? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? It's because of Him that I exist. Now, the person who gave me water, in giving me water, has become a representative of Allah. When a mother feeds a child, Tifl al-Saghir, in Dua Joshani Kabir, that's one of the names of Allah. The one who feeds the small child. When a mother is feeding the small child, she is in the representation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If our mothers raise their children thinking that they are the representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in that representation they are raising their children, the reward of that is so much that there is no limit to that reward. I'll just give you a scenario that came to my mind. Imam Khomeini Rahmatullah, or if you say Ayatollah Khomeini Rahmatullah, whichever way you want to say it, but the leader of the revolution that showed all of human beings that what is the truth and what is falsehood. One day his daughter came up to him and said that, my father, the children are very naughty and they made me so stressed and depressed, I'm so worried. And he goes, any day you want to take the reward of my worship and give me the reward of raising your children, I will exchange. Whichever day you want, I will exchange that reward. I will give you the reward of my worship, and I'll take the reward of you raising the children. The day-to-day things that we do, we are either in the representation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or we are in the representation of shaitan. And if we are in his representation, every single thing that you do becomes worship. If I drink this water and I remember Imam Hassan and the thirst of his children and the thirst of the children of Bani Hashim and the thirst of the friends of Imam Hassan's children, if I remember their thirst and I say, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. I'm not just drinking water anymore. This is worship. If you go and acquire knowledge, because knowledge is also alim, and alim is also one of the traits of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you go and learn knowledge by thinking that you have to learn knowledge as the representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be knowledgeable, then you going to high school or elementary or university or doing a course or any of that is actually in the representation of Allah, and you are in worship. If somebody had told us that 20 years ago, and we actually did that every time you opened your book, right? Like when you become a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, you spend how many years? How many years did you spend? It's almost like 30. No? I can't even remember. 30 plus years. 30 years if every time I opened the book and I opened it because I want to be the representative of Allah and I want to acquire the knowledge of His creation so I can understand the greatness of His. If I open the book to figure out that, there's only two cells that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to a human being, they never change. Which is the retina and the pacemaker cells. These two cells, they don't change for the whole lifespan of a person. They don't die and then divide again and die and divide again. In 7 years you have brand new cells. But those two cells remain for the rest of a person's life. Right? And if I was to think about that, and my heart would be filled with the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you look at the human body, or if you look at the creation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, and you reflect upon that, the closeness you will feel to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I love watching documentaries, and when I'll tell you a little tradition and we'll move on. An old woman came to the Holy Prophet and said, the Holy Prophet, how can I understand the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The Holy Prophet said, first go and find out the greatness of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That will give you the knowledge of the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to your capacity. No one can understand the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in its entirety. Right? In a documentary I saw the spider was this big. Okay? This big spider. Her food is the fireflies. You guys seen fireflies? Just let me know if I'm too loud, if I'm speaking too loud. You've seen fireflies, right? They're about like this big, they fly around, they're very fast. And here's a spider, is like this big. And the food is fireflies. The spider doesn't fly. Right? The spider is very tiny. It doesn't have wings. But it's supposed to hunt those fireflies. And this spider would shoot a web 25 meters. From one tree across the river. For 25 meters, the web is flying in the air, crosses the river, goes and hits the other tree. Does anybody know how much is 25 meters? Can you tell me, anybody? Math? People? The entire length of this hall. Okay? Wow. So from the end, the spider shoots the web, goes all the way to the end, crosses the whole river, and then she goes on that web and starts building. That web that she shot, she starts building, and it becomes, maybe not as big as the whole wall, but about 70% of it. And the fireflies are flying and they get stuck in it. And then she goes and feeds. If I was to think that Allah is not going to give me food or shelter or money, that little spider, with all of the possibilities to hunt fireflies, which is its dinner, Allah has given it the resources to be able to do that the mind is boggled. How is it possible? A tiny little thing shoots a web. If somebody told you to throw something that far back, you might not cross the whole hall. And this little thing throws a web. The strength of it is stronger than steel. Yes, you can just break it like that, the spider web, and majority of our sisters are scared of it, but it is a beautiful thing. Sometimes I'm amazed at my daughter too. She's like, the spider is like this big, she gets scared. But that web could hold much, much more than its weight. So the actual strength is stronger than steel. When I saw that, I cried. I was like, Allah, and here I am worried about my sustenance. Here you are with such greatness, where you've given so much power to this little thing, and I disobey you. So the actual, the physical world that we have around, it is a sign, it is a direction that can take you towards the unseen. Okay? Just because the time keeps on going and we don't have another hour with you, it's just whatever is left. I'll just tell you a little bit of explanation which might make sense. You and I exist on different levels of existence. Okay? You and I, we live on different levels of existence. To give you an example, one level of my existence is what is in front of your eyes. Right? True? The other level of existence is in that camera. I exist in there too? No? At the same time, I exist here, I also exist there. But my body here is different than my body in that camera. My body in the camera is just a few pixels, some electrical impulses, and that's it. No? Okay, if that doesn't make sense. Have you made a Skype call? Have you made a WhatsApp call, video call? Have you made a Viber call? You exist there, you exist in the phone, you also exist in that network, which is a cell phone, somewhere in space, right, in the air. And you keep on bouncing from tower to the other person's phone. You exist there too, in the person's phone. Didn't you know? At the time that you're making that WhatsApp call, you exist on many different levels. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created everything that way. Everything exists in different levels of existence at the same time. We just can't see it. One time a prophet saw a young man, his eyes had gone inside, he had a pale skin, his lips were all dry, very weak. Kayfa asbahtum? Good morning, how are you? How did you enter into the morning? The young man says that I've entered into the morning with yaqeen, with conviction, with iman. And the Holy Prophet says, that there are signs of it. Tell me a sign. He said the yaqeen or the iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is such that during the day I'm fasting, at night I'm standing in prayer. I cannot, for a moment, go away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So give me another sign. He says that it is as if I can hear the people in hell being punished and I can hear the people having pleasure in heaven. The Holy Prophet said, give me another sign. He said, it is as if I can see the people in hell and I can see the people in heaven. The Holy Prophet said, give me another sign. He said, you want me to tell you around you who is in heaven and who is in hell? And the Prophet told him, is enough. Then this young man asked him, can you pray for me that I be martyred? And the Holy Prophet prayed, and in one of the battles he was martyred. Simultaneously, this person's conviction, Iman, gave him the power, the ability to be able to see the different levels of existence of that same person. Meaning, right now you and I, either some of us are in hell and some of us are in heaven. If that young man was sitting in front of you, he would be able to tell you who is in hell and who is in heaven. How? Well, when you make a WhatsApp call, you live in different levels of existence. At all those levels of existence, you exist. So if you look at the unseen of this world, which we cannot see, we have to take our resources here and go towards that. For example, sin. What is the physical form of sin here? Like if somebody backbites, what's the physical form? The physical form is two people are sitting there are certain emotions on their faces, the lyrics are moving, vibrating at a certain frequency, some language, Arabic, Farsi, English, Urdu is coming out of their mouths and they're sitting and they're talking. Right? What's the unseen form of ghibat? The unseen form of ghibat is, if you could see, these are two individuals who are sitting there and they are eating, putting their teeth into the dead body of that person that they're doing ghibat of. Person comes to the Holy Prophet, says, I'm with fast. The Holy Prophet offers him some food, says, I'm with fast. Offers him 3 times, he says, I'm with fast. The 3rd time he says, I'm with fast. A piece of meat falls from his mouth onto his lap. Bloodied piece of meat. And he was surprised, he was like, what's this? And the Holy Prophet said, did you eat? He said, I haven't eaten anything. He said, before you came over here, did you do ghibah of someone? Yes. The Holy Prophet, for a little moment in time, showed him the actual shape and form of that sin. The Holy Prophet went to Miraj. When he was there, he comes back, he says that I saw the angels planting trees, and then stopping, planting trees, and stopping, planting trees, and then stopping. And I asked the angels, how come you are not consistently working, like planting? How come you sit down after a little while? The angels replied, when somebody on the earth says, Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar, we start planting the trees. When they stop, we stop. When they start saying again, Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar, we start planting the trees. And the Holy Prophet, when he said that, there was a few companions, they got really happy. They said, we have a lot of gardens in heaven, planted trees. Then the Holy Prophet said, I also saw fire coming and burning those trees. He said those fire was the sins of those individuals. So now, coming close, almost close to the end of our speech. If you listen to music, there is a physical form of it and then there is an unseen form of it. The unseen form of it is that rods have become hot, red, and they've been placed in the ears. That's the unseen form of listening to music. You know, like when we put I forgot my earphones. You know, when we put the earphones, just imagine, okay, if you're listening to music, basically what you're doing is taking a hot iron rod, which has become red, and you're putting it in your ears. If you're listening to Quran, that would be probably flowers or something else. Or it would be light that you're putting inside. If it's a dua, it's a different form. If it's music, it's a different form. But all of those forms you and I cannot see. Therefore, the prophets had to come, 124,000 of them, the successors, the waris of the prophets, they had to come and tell us, do not listen to music. Do not look at those things that you're not allowed to look at. Do not lie, do not backbite, do not insult each other. Do not commit those atrocities, because what you're doing, the actual form of it you cannot see. But trust me, that's what it is. Have the belief on the unseen. Believe me when I tell you that sin is fire. Believe me when I say to you that sin is poison. Believe me when I say to you that what you do when you sin, you are de-shaping yourself. Who has made heaven? You did. Who has made hell? I did. The fire that will burn me is the fire that I have brought, not someone else. Not someone else. I just couldn't see it. Maybe I'm been burning in it right now. Stress, depression, sadness, suicidal thoughts, loss of identity, corruption of the heart, being so submerged into your lowly desires that you disrespect your parents, your elders, letting go of your responsibilities so that you can follow those individuals who are there as the representatives of shaitan. All of this is fire. All of this is fire. You know how many teenagers are antidepressants right now? Do you know that if there are 10 people in America, 8 are depressed? And I think the 2 are in denial. They are probably depressed, but they don't want to admit to it. Do you know tattoos are an expression of the pain of that person's soul? Did you know that? The person's soul is in pain. The reflection of it is the tattoos on their body. The piercing on their nose, on their ears, on their eyebrows. It is an expression of the pain that the soul is going through. It is that fire that they have built inside of their hearts that's making them mutilate their body. You know all of the makeup that the sisters put on? Alhamdulillah, my sisters are different. You've seen women put makeup on. You know that makeup is basically the waste of animals. Majority of it is from the byproduct of the waste or the body parts of the animals. That makeup on their face is not beauty. It is the sign that they have an inferiority complex, that their beauty is nothing, that they have to beautify themselves by putting the waste of animals on their faces. It is the flaw of their character that they do not understand, and they're displaying that on their faces. The drinking and the drugs that is found in this society is this is the sign of the pain that the soul is going through. They want to escape from what is real. That fitrah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given to them is telling them to do something else, and they are doing something else. They're going away from their actual existence and essence. They were beings of light which have gone into dark. And they want to get away from the reality of things. What do? They go and drink. Do you know how many of our youth are actually involved in that now? That some of them in the parking lot of a center, they will, have a joint, and then they would come inside and do matam and the Alzahra also. These are not stories. This is what is actually happening with our youths at the moment. The conversations on WhatsApp now, before, let's say somebody wanted to contact the other side. The other side, I mean a boy wanted to contact a girl. It would be impossible for somebody to do that when I was growing up. Today, you just exchange the telephone number, and then before you know it, you're talking. What you find on the internet that is not allowed for our eyes to see is the sign of the pain of the human soul. And what we think is that this physical world, this is actually, it's getting civilized, it's becoming more technological advanced, we're going to the moon, we're going to the Mars. All of these things that we are doing are actually the sign of the pain that we are feeling inside, because we were supposed to become the representative of Allah, we have become the representative of Shaitan. If they are in the hands of a representative of Allah, those are tools that can take humanity towards Allah. But if these tools are in the hands of the representative of Shaitan, you think that humanity will go towards Allah? Do you know that only 36% of the youth in North America, they say that they belong to some sort of a faith. 64% of the youths in North America, they have no religion. They have no religion. They were born in Christian families, Jewish families, Sikh families, Hindu families. They have no religion now. Do you think these stats don't apply to our youth? They do. They live here. You know how many of our youths have actually come out and said it now? So my brothers, my elders, we need to wake up. We need to get out of our box. We need to start realizing the world we are living in. We need to start realizing our responsibilities. We cannot just stay in our box and think that our youths are going to become okay. We need to answer their questions. We need to let them know that this pain you're feeling inside, there is a solution that Islam can provide to you. You can live a peaceful, happy, successful life by having Islam as a necessity of your life. Now in conclusion, you think if I become religious, I cannot become a lawyer or a doctor, maybe a lawyer, maybe not criminal law, but a doctor, an engineer, a quantum physicist, a biologist, a doctor, cutting edge theoretical physicist. You think I cannot become that? I can. And when I become that, I will be much closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because I took this knowledge as being a representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to help the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in the whole life, if I spend in it, I will be the best of the best, because now my motivation is Allah, not me. Your Sama should be better than that. If you're going to read it, then read it properly. If not, it's okay. Do you think I cannot become the richest person on the face of this earth? Bill Gates just got beaten by Bezos, his last name. I think of Amazon. He became the richest person in the world. You think I can't become one? If I utilize money as means and not as my goal, and I acquire the riches of this world, and I can give all of those riches in a snap of a finger for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you think I can become rich? Actually, money looks beautiful in the hands of a mu'min or a mu'minah. Money is beautiful in the hands of a mu'min or a mu'minah. Money is an ugly thing in the hands of an unbeliever or the disobedient of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You think I cannot become technologically advanced, or I cannot, for example, I told you about quantum sciences, I told you about stem cell research, I told you about cloning, I told you about the cutting edge theories of this, of science, of physics, of chemistry. You think I cannot learn that? I can and I will. Why? Because I want to know the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You think that becoming a religious person puts you on a mountain somewhere where you are not allowed to do anything? If you become religious, you become the representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This world submits to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this world for you. The sky becomes yours. You tell it to rain, it will rain. You tell water to become solid so you can walk on it, it will. There were two individuals, they were going to cross the road, they were going to cross the river. I forgot what time I started. They were going to cross the river, and this one person, there was no boat, there was no bridge, they had to cross the river. There were two individuals. The person plays something, starts walking on the river, gets to the other side. The other person says something, gets to the other side. The second individual asked the first one, said, what did you read that you could walk on water? You could walk on water. And he said, in my books, listen, he says, in my books, I have been given the name of the representative of the last of the prophets. And I said his name, and I walked on water. Right? The first individuals asked the second one, so what did you say? The second one says, I am the representative of the last of the prophets. That person was not even a Muslim. The first one was not even a Muslim. He had not gotten the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to him. He knew in his books that there is going to come the last of the prophets and he would have a successor called Ali. When he heard that, he says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. This world becomes a very different place for a representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything submits to him or to her. My sisters, you should not feel inferior in any way. Actually, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you that capacity or ability that is unseen. You know, He did not put a duty on my head. Yes, my duty is that I should lower my gaze. But He did not put that duty on my head that I have to wear the Islamic dress. He put it on you. Why? Because that treasure that belongs to you, it does not belong to Him. That treasure needs to be protected. So therefore, He has given you that as a right of His to wear that Islamic dress, to protect that sanctity of yours. With that sanctity, you can acquire and achieve anything that you wish. As long as you know what your place and your responsibilities are. Do you know that the first people that are going to be with the Imam of the time, the number we have is 313, 50 of them are going to be women. 9 of them are going to be Ashab-e Kahf, they're already sleeping, they're going to come. 59 minus 313. There's a few seats left. And out of those seats, the older people are going to be like salt in the flour, like next to nothing. So maybe one old person. The rest is going to be young people. But do we have that? Just remember, okay? This physical world that God has given to us is a sign of His. And if I had time with you and we could spend here for the whole month talking and not leaving this place, I could tell you everything. The carpet, how it is assigned, the cupboards, how it's assigned, the fridge, how it's assigned, this phone, how it's assigned, the water, table, cloth. Why is, for example, in the world there are corruption? Why is there wars? Why there's oppressed? Why there are oppressors? Why there is Amazon? Why there is Bill Gates? Why there is, Twitter, Facebook? Every single thing that's in front of you, I could tell you that it is stemming from that nature that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to a human being. And either it is a sign of its pain, or it is a sign of its peace. That's all it is. Imam Zaman is connected with Imam Hussein in every time. Anywhere you see Imam Hussein's name, Imam Zaman's name is there. If you see Imam Zaman name, you will see Imam Hussein's name. Why? Because Imam Hussein in Karbala made it clear what is right and what is wrong. The people in Medina who did not support, wrong. People in Makkah who did not support, wrong. People in Kufa who did not support, wrong. The people at the battlefield of Karbala who were against him, wrong. The ones who were with him, right. Now, you and I can see what were the principles. The principles of the enemies of Imam Hussein was love of this world. They wanted money. When Shimr was in the last moments of Imam Hussein, when Shimr was sitting on the chest of Imam Hussein, Imam Hussein said, "Do you not know me? Do you not know that I'm the grandson of the Holy Prophet? Do you not know that I'm the son of Ali and Fatima? Do you not know?" Said, "I know." Then Imam Hussein said, "Do you not want the intercession of my grandfather on the Day of Judgment?" He said, "No." He said, "No." And he did something which shook the universe. Something had happened that shook the whole universe. You know why the universe shook? The universe shook because there was no one else like Hussein. In the world, many necks will be cut. Many children will become orphans. Maybe many mothers will be made prisoners with ropes tied to their arms. Maybe many 5-year-old girls will be slapped on their faces. Maybe many people will become prisoners. Maybe many heads will be severed and put on spears. Maybe many chests will be trampled by horses. But there will never be another Hussein other than the one that we are waiting for. There will be never anyone like Imam Hussein. There will be never anyone like Bibi Zainab. There will be no one called Thaniya Zahra. There'll never be a little 6 months old baby like Aliyah. There'll never be anyone. It was not their place for what happened to them. So Aliyah should not have been thirsty. When Imam Hussain stood and said, "Is there anyone who's going to help me?" And he hears from the tent something, he goes there, and the mother of Hazrat Alzahra, she said, I don't know what happened. The 6 months baby, flowers, Alzahra. He's so weak, he can't even cry. But when you said, "Is there anyone who's going to help me?" his body started to move. His body moved and he made himself fall from that grip he has. Imam Hussain looks at Aliyah. He gets some thought in his mind. He picks up Hazrat Aliyah. He cannot hold his neck. He's that weak. When the little baby gets dehydrated, weakness is there. Cannot hold his neck. Imam Hussain is carrying Hazrat Aliyah with his neck hanging. He goes to the army. He says to the enemies of Allah, "You are after my blood. What has this child done to you? What has he done to you?" They started to cry, their hearts were changing, and it was told to quiet the tongue of Hussain. Hazrat Aliyah, who could not speak, spoke in the tongue of Imam Hussain. He was able to change the hearts of those who had filled their hearts with the love of this world, who had filled their hearts with arrogance and ignorance, who were there to cut the neck of the grandson of the Prophet. Thank you. An arrow was shot. Many arrows will be shot in this world, in the history of human beings, but never an arrow that was made to cut the necks of camels was shot at a 6 months baby. Hormila shot that arrow. Imam Hussain had Hazrat Aliyah in his arms, and again he felt movement. When he looks down, he saw the weight that neither the heavens or the earth could take. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is watching us, who is seeing us, who has given us the opportunity to become His representative on the face of this earth, I beseech Him for the sake of Hazrat Aliyah, the son of Imam Hussain. I ask Him for the sake of Imam Hussain, for the sake of Imam Zaman, for the sake of Bibi Zainab, through their wasila, through them, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the opportunity to become the representative of His on the face of this earth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us that peace in our hearts that only comes by remembering Him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our youths from the insinuations of shaitan, from the difficulties that they face on a daily basis. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the courage and the ability to be able to become the followers and the friends of the Imam of the time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the elders, the patience and the fortitude and the vision to be able to take the community towards that direction where they become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us towards Him. May we become the best of His creations. May the coming of the Imam be as soon as possible. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Al-Asr. Inna al-insana lafi khusr. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا